Alright, good evening everyone. This video is simply to show you how to turn a hand sketch like this into a physical 3D model or 3D print. Or if you want to just leave it on the computer, you can have the 3D model there, or throw it into a floor plan. And I'm not going to do any of the advanced stuff, just the very simple stuff using only free softwares, etc. And just beginner level walls and doors and windows. So I'm going to go through this video in this order. So how to produce a basic model drawing packet from Floorplan for free, and I'll show you where to get this software. Simple setup from Sketch, and then Extrude basic walls and windows. We'll export it to a drawing packet, and then I'll show you real quickly some additional options for sharing our lines with friends for free, appearances where you can go in and paint the walls, etc., add in furniture and decor and whatnot. So that's enough of that. Let's jump into it. So what I've done here is taken a picture of this simple hand sketch. I just threw this together like a minute right before this video. So we're going to get Fusion 360. If you don't have Fusion 360, it's free, don't worry. And I will show you where you can find that here at autodesk.com/products/fusion-360/personal. Or just go to Google and type in Fusion 360 for personal use, and you'll scroll down and click Get Started and run through those steps. So once you have that, you'll open it up and it'll look like this. We're going to start a new project. That's just a different one I was working on. And you'll need to take a picture with your iPhone or whatever and put a picture of this on your computer, because this is like literally the simplest way I know how to do this. So we'll go to Insert. Let me move this out of the way. We'll go to Insert here. We're going to go to Canvas. Click Canvas. Insert from my computer. Find your image and open it. Sorry, my cat just jumped on the desk. Let me get him off. Sorry, buddy. We're going to click on any of these faces. That'll be fine. Our planes has the face here. So I'm going to click that. And it'll ask me if I want to scale and whatnot, but let's keep this very simple. So on a confusing one, just click OK. Okay. You can use the view cube to zoom in and zoom around, and also your scroll on your mouse. But I have a 3D mouse, so I'm going to move it around like this, because a heads up of why that looks different. So we're looking at the canvas here. You can see now we also have a canvas here, but we have unsaved, or we haven't saved our document. So I'm going to push Control S and name it example plan or floor plan have space in it? No, that doesn't matter. So expand your canvas here, and then once you find the image, right click on that and scroll down to calibrate. So once you've got calibrate, go to the canvas and click between 2 points you know the distance of. And again, this is a hypothetical floor plan I just drew up real quick. So I'm going to say that is 40 feet. So 40 FT. Click enter. And you're going to need to scroll way out, because as you see, we just made that thing huge. And if it disappears, or that you just click home, and it'll auto zoom you in. So this will be relatively accurate. And now let's produce a 3D model. That's the first step, because then we'll have the model to drag into a drawing, and it's very simple. So the first thing you'll need to do is click Create Sketch. Click on the face there, that's the same one the canvas is on. And we're going to click on 2-point rectangle. Click on 2 corners of the house. And again, if you have multiple shapes, don't worry, we're just going to do a very basic version right now. So rectangle. I'm not adding in dimensions at this point because this is a very simple video. I'm going to click Offsets, click that rectangle, and you can see it's going to ask me for a dimension, and this will be our wall thickness. And don't let this part lose you, because you don't need to do this, but this will save you a lot of headache. Go to Modify, Change Parameters, and then add these parameters in. These are the most basic ones, so use parameters, plus icon. We're going to call this one EXT for exterior, wall height. Tab, tab. I'm going to say they are 8 feet tall. Tab. Okay. Add another one for interior wall height. Or actually, you don't want to start something with IN because inches. So you could start what you call it other wall score. Tab, tab. And I'm gonna, actually, I'll just make those 8 foot as well for simplicity. But this is the big one that'll save you a lot of energy is doors, windows, and walls. So let's do wall thickness. Tab, tab. I'm gonna say they're all 4 inches. Create another one. Again, don't let this lose you. For door underscore D width tab, I'm gonna say they're all 36 inches. And I clicked enter there twice because I didn't add anything for windows, but that'll be fine. So let's jump in. So here's where that is very useful. If you click offset or you type O, so I could click this rectangle. Now I'm gonna, in the dimension here or here, I'm just gonna type 4 inches, or IN, enter. You don't have to call out your units every time if your document settings have the right unit there. If not, adjust that to inches, which I'll show you. If they're in millimeters, meters, whatever, just click inch. And mine are already at inches, so it's not letting me change. So that's where we're going to save a lot of time. Instead of saying 4 inches, we'll say wall, and you can see wall thickness popped up. That's our parameter that we just programmed. So enter, wall thickness, enter. So anytime in the future, I don't have to go back into the sketch to change that dimension, and we don't have to do it for all the walls, or keep adjusting them all. So we've got our exterior wall done. Now let's do our interior walls. So I'm going to zoom in. You can see I'm just tracing the drawing, which is not very precise because I'm locking that line vertically, and you can see it's perpendicular. I'm going to click O or type O or click offset there, and then wall thickness. And you can see how that becomes very convenient. I'm going to type L for line, and just line this up about right there. That's fine. Type O again for offset, and type wall thickness. Again, offset is up here and line is up there. But when I say type letter, it's a shortcut key. All right, now we have the basics of what we need. I'll go ahead and show you what that would look like. If I zoom out, I turn my canvas off so you can't see it. We could, our goal here is just to extrude these out, clicking the spaces, and now we'd have a model. But of course we want doors and windows at the very least, like I said. So we're going to go back, turn our canvas back on, go into sketches, find that sketch, double click it to edit. You could also right click on sketch and then do edit. All right, for doors and windows, let's try to keep it simple as well. Oop, we forgot the bath. Let's do that last wall. So I'll do a line here and then a line straight down. Not worrying about dimensions right now. I'll then hold Control and click those two, and then click offset. Set the thing as wall thickness again, and double enter. So we're good. All right, now we have all the walls. Let's go in and add some doors first. I'm just going to do all these with two-point rectangle, and you can see these arrows are doors, and you can see it's auto assigning to that line there, but we're going to type in door width, the parameter that we assigned a second ago, as you can read there. Enter, enter. You can see how that's convenient. I'm going to right click, repeat two-point triangle. I forgot to type in door there, so I'm going to type D for dimension. Click on the two door points, pull that out, and type door width. Alright, escape to get out of dimension, go back up, two-point rectangle, door width. And this should be our last door. And I'm not worried about where it's going, or being precise here. Okay, so we have all our doors. Now let's do window real quick. And I didn't assign a parameter here, so I'm just going to say 24 for each one. Oh, that looks small. But I'll do 36 as well. There, be fine. Alright, repeat 2-point triangle. 36 there. And our last two windows. And then we'll be done with sketching. You see how you can just do it all in one go. I'm going to call these 48-inch windows in the living room. Be fancy. 2-point rectangle. Again, 48. Alright, escape. Let's see. I think we're all done here. I don't want to confuse anyone, but let's add a counter just for fun, I guess. I drew this weird, but let's just go ahead and say that's what it really is. Weird shape counter. There we go. Alright. This isn't a great sketch. It's just a very quick example. We'd obviously need to go back in and dimension a lot of stuff, but this is going to be fine for an example. So I'm going to click Finish Sketch. And I'm going to turn off my canvas visibility here. You could also do it there, but I like to do the top level one. Okay, we still have our sketch visible. And sorry if you can hear that dog, but one thing I like to do, I like to click on sketch, right click, and show dimension on all my sketches so I can see them just for the future use for catching things. But let's get going. So I'm going to click Extrude, or type E. I'm going to zoom in, and let's do the exterior walls first. Could do all the walls at once if they're the same height. Oh, you can see I messed up that thing there actually. Let's see if we can drag it actually. Yep, it's going to let us drag it. Oh, but it won't let us constrain it. That's alright. So we go to, I need to edit that, so I go back to Sketch, double click Sketch, jump in. See how this line isn't exactly lined up? I'm going to click that line and this line while holding Control. So Control those two lines, and then assign a constraint for collinear. Now you can see it's all good and set up. Finish Sketch. Sorry about that. I'm going to type E for Extrude and go back in and select all of our exterior walls. And for this example, I'm going to include the windows. I'll show you why in a minute. But don't include doors. So include windows, but not doors for exterior walls. So we're all done there. You can see we got profiles picked, and for distance, let's type exterior, and it'll not pop up exterior wall height. So okay. And we have a wall here. And let's go ahead and do windows. You can see that's our extrude here. Let's turn our sketch back on, our visibility. Click Extrude again. Go back in and select the windows. Sketch. But obviously, which I'll go up here in operation, I'll do a cut. And obviously I wouldn't want to cut all the way through because windows don't go top to bottom, of course. So what we'll need to do is go to Start, Offset. And for the offset, let's say maybe your windows are 20 inches off the floor. So as you can see now, we've added some offset between the floor and the beginning of the window cut. And if you didn't see that, I'll show you real quick. So now it's cut all the way through. But if I add that offset of 20 inches, it's now off the floor. Okay, but we also don't want to cut all the way through, of course. We want it to look something more along these lines. And that, we can see it's 60 inches. Let's say that's close. Let's go to extent type, distance, and I'm going to say they're 40 inches actually. Doesn't really matter. Again, that's just an example, so it looks weird, but fine. Okay. So now we have windows. That's great. Now let's finish out the interior walls and we'll throw it into a drawing. So I'm going to click Extrude again, or type E. I'm going to go in and click all the interior walls except for the doors, because I don't want those in for the drawing. You can see we've set up the basic of the walls. I could pull them up, but let's just go to distance. We do want distance, and we want it to be our parameter, which is other wall height. Alright, so now we have a pretty okay little model here. This will work well on a drawing, and let's say we maybe wanted this counter weird shape to be there, so I'll pull it up to whatever my counter height was. Let's say 36 inches. That seems wrong. Let's say, I'll put this semi-close 48 inches on. Enter. Okay. So now you have a countertop there. Now we're going to save again. Control save. The newest version we just edited. And we'll go to File, New Drawing, From Design. And if you have a template, you can use it, but most people don't, which is fine. You can just do from scratch. So I'm going to go My Template, Create New. And it will take a second, but once it loads, you can see I have the model in my, attached to my cursor. I'm going to click there. I'm going to go over to the drawing view. If it looks like this, just click that plus icon. Let's see if we can find a good orientation. So I like that one, top. Yep, that'll be fine. And then we'll do a scale. So typically these will work with like a 1 to 100 scale. But let's do 1 to 120 or 1 to 80. Yeah, that was good. Okay. And we're going to show hidden edges. And I'll show you why in a second. You could click shaded or show hidden edges, or however you want. Shaded with hidden edges, sure, let's do that. Okay, so now we have our model shown here, and the perspective makes it look like a floor plan, which is great, and it's just an easy way to do this. So these lines here indicate the window, and that's because if I double click and bring that drawing view box back up, you see I allowed it to show hidden edges, but if I turn that off, you can see they go away. But it's nice to be able to know where the windows are, so I always do with hidden edges, or like this, which some people like. Alright, looks fine. So let's do just a simple 3-page one. I'm going to go over here and click Add and drag this page to the front. See how I just swapped them? So that I can do, I guess, a nicer view for the front page. So I'm going to do base view, or drawing views. Drop that view in, and let's say home. And then we'll format the size to 1 to 80 again. That looks about right. And I'm going to double click it again because I want to change this one to shaded since we can see where the windows are. Now, if you'd like your front door to be facing towards you, which is just habit for me, so I'll run back to the example floor plan. First, it's good practice to always push Control Save while we're still in the drawing. I'm going to jump back to the floor plan model. I'm going to situate it like I like, however you want, like this, using your view cube, but I'm going to situate it maybe like that. Doesn't matter too much. Then I'll go back up to the view cube, the down arrow, set current view as home, and just fit to view. Then I'll push Control Save to update it. Jump back to my drawing, and as you can see, we've got a reference update needed with the icon on there, so I'm going to go ahead and click it, and it will update this. Should. Let's see if it changed. I'm going to double click. Okay, it didn't. And then do home and see if the updated home view. Okay, I can see it's in the perspective that I moved the model in a second ago. So close. That's typically just an okay thing for the front view. Again, this is a very basic model, but it serves a purpose. And then typically I'll add another page just like this one. So I'll just do that page and delete you. Oh no. Okay, I was thinking SolidWorks for duplicating. No worries, just click the plus, add, drawing views, base view, click on it, do top again, shaded with hidden edges, scale is 180. Okay. And we're pretty much got everything we need here. How do you add dimensions and notes? That's about all that I'll cover for now. Keep this simple. So you could still type D for dimension and do it that way. Or you can go up here and click dimension. But typically, one good thing for these, let me delete this one, is one page with the exterior basic dimensions on there. So like this is a simple box, so maybe something like this with the basic dimensions, and then some annotation on, like, I'll just do one, I'll put it in bold, and the height of the letter is 0.25. And then I'm gonna type living room. So, you know, put that title wherever you want, and you can put one in bedroom. Once you have one, you can click on it, Control copy, Control C, click somewhere else, Control V, and drag it over there. Control V, oops, Control V, enter, Control V, grab a point, enter, and then you can edit these so you don't have to do the text every time. So bedroom, enter, oops, bedroom, you know, and just repeat for bathroom, kitchen, etc. And the next page you could go in more in detail where you would say, like, maybe you want the interior dimensions called out, and you could even put them on interior if you want. To signify that. Let's see if we can do one or two more. Yeah, so basic stuff like this. That's all good, and that's about all we need to cover. So showed you where to get Fusion. Now last, some optional things that I'm not gonna do on the video, but I'll show you where to get them. So you could add in furniture items from free sites such as CAD Warehouse here, 3D Warehouse, and I believe I have another video on that, but it's more about final conversion, but you can directly use those. Our sites such as this, like GrabCAD, where if you set up an account, you can download free files and just drag them into your model, and I'll make another video on how to scale things, line stuff up. But this is the quick and dirty version of how to do this. I hope it helped. Thanks. Bye.